What is going on, guys? Evolution here, and we are back with another Apex Legends video. Today we're going to be looking at the legend Gibraltar. We're going to be going over his 3 abilities, and then I'm just going to give you guys my general thoughts on the legend. His first ability, which is a passive, gives you a gun shield that basically every time you aim down sights with your weapon, a shield will come up and block incoming fire, although your lower body and legs are still exposed. But everything from your head to your upper body is protected. His next ability, his main ability, Dome of Protection, throws down a shield. It takes a couple seconds to actually throw it down, and it blocks all attacks for 15 seconds, giving you a little bit of breathing room. If your enemies are far off, they can no longer hit you. You're protected, you could heal, you could do your shields, whatever you need to do, and it just gives you that extra time. Then we have his ultimate ability, Defensive Bombardment, and this basically just calls in a mortar strike where you smoke. This can be very, very useful for either A, keeping your opponents pinned in a certain building or area, or B, protecting yourself so the enemy cannot push you. The mortars are marked when they're coming down in red on the ground, so you can see where they're landing, but they do come down pretty quickly, so you're probably going to get hit quite a bit if you're in the bombardment, and they do about 40 damage each hit. Alright, so now that we've gone through all of his abilities, let's go ahead and talk about him as a legend and whether he's worth playing. So I had a ton of fun playing with him, but when I started off, my first couple of games with him, I felt slower and sluggish. That's actually not the case. He's no slower than any other legend, although it kind of feels like he is, but he's not. He can still slide at the same speed. He can still do all of the things that the other legends can do. The only thing is he's a little bit chunkier. He's a little bit thicker, so he's an easier target. He's a bigger target, and that is the one drawback I can see playing him. Like if you were to play Wraith or something like that, you have a smaller hitbox. You're not going to be able to get hit as often. And this guy is just huge. It definitely feels like you're slower, but in reality, you're just bigger. So you're just going to kind of attract more bullets, if that makes sense. And it can be a little bit frustrating to play as him for that reason. But I think his abilities are great, and they are quite useful in most scenarios. His weapon shield that comes down every time you aim down sights, I'm a little bit hesitant to say that's amazing because I feel like you're moving around in this game so much that you're not really going to be using that. I guess if you're sniping at like a distance or something like that, it can be good because you can just block headshots if another enemy is trying to snipe you. So at distance, I think it's good, but up close, it's not super useful in most scenarios. And then the shield he can throw down is very good, but I found that the throwdown animation was just too long. In a lot of scenarios, I'd click the button, I'd start throwing it out, and by that time I would already be dead. So you really have to be careful because it does take a couple seconds to throw it down onto the ground, and I feel like that should be sped up in the future. But then again, that might make him a little bit too strong in combat if you can just throw that down immediately in a firefight. So maybe I'm wrong on that front. And then I think his ultimate is probably one of the best in the game. Anything that bombards a area and just pins your enemy or protects you for a little bit is very strong, and you're going to be using it as much as possible. But yeah, I highly suggest checking out this legend if you have not yet. The hitbox on him is bigger. He is a chunky dude. So just keep that in mind if you feel like you're getting hit more often than you were before. That's probably the reason. But his abilities are good, and I had a ton of fun playing with him. But yeah, I think that's actually going to be it for this video. So remember to smash that like button. And remember to subscribe if you guys have not already, because it seriously helps me out. And have a good one. See ya. Keep playing for your heroes, live through circuits, run that routine, find